What up, Kingdom? My name is Ryan, and welcome to a Let's Play of Civilization V Brave New World. Now, this is one of my favorite games of all time, and I thought, with Civ 6 coming out, for anyone interested in, maybe looking into Civ 6, you gotta know how Civ 5 works first. So we're gonna be playing through one entire game of Civ 5. Now, the game starts a little bit slow, and it's a little bit complicated at the start, but I'm gonna try my best to explain everything in the first episode or two, so that we can sort of get right into the playthrough. So first off, I'm gonna quickly go through the settings of the game. We're gonna be playing as Gandhi, map type continents, standard, normal difficulty, normal game pace, and all of that is just normal customary. So as Gandhi, it says unhappiness from number of cities is doubled, unhappiness from number of citizens is halved. I will get into that a little bit later. All you need to know is that we are jumping into the game, and I'm going to explain everything, assuming that people don't know how this game works. Alright guys, I'm going to spend the first 2 minutes of this video explaining how this works, just to make it way easier to catch on. So what happened is we've been spawned at a random part of a random world that's been auto-generated that is absolutely massive. It's put us here with a settler, which will allow us to settle a city, and also 1 unit of warriors. So the plan for the game is basically you expand, you explore, you meet other nations, and then you figure out how to obtain victory. Victory could be gained via religion, culture, science, or most importantly, or most interestingly, military. So for us to make this as interesting as possible, we are going to take over the world with India. That is the plan. That's the end game. So yeah, how the game starts off, it starts off a little slow, but the turns do kind of fly by. I bet we could probably get through 50 or even more than that turns in the first actual game, the first episode. So yeah, first off, we're going to choose a production in Delhi. We're going to choose to build a monument, and I'm going to show you how this works. Citizen management right here. So as you can see, there are little icons on each of these tiles. This demonstrates what you would get out of this tile every turn if you worked it. So as you can see, there's a 1 right there that says that Delhi has 1 person in it, or population 1, and it will grow to size 2 in 5 turns. So what you do here is, currently we're working that tile. It's size 1, so we can only work 1 tile. If it was size 5, for example, we could work 5 different tiles. So we could work all of these ones, that one, that one, that one, and that one, and then you'd get all those perks. So the food is growth, the little hammer there, that's production, and then there's also going to be gold as well. We just don't have access to any from where we are. So yeah, the cities will grow, and for the start, especially as India, we got to go food focus. We're going to focus on population growth. Now the next thing is these warriors. We're going to send them around, and we're basically just going to do some exploring. As you can see, we found some ancient ruins. Those aren't important, but we're going to get to them for the next turn, and they might give us a buff of some sort. So yeah, the next thing I'm going to talk about is technology. How technology works. This looks immensely complicated at the start. But how it works is, in terms of science, you advance through the times, and eventually, the internet, globalization, particle physics, nuclear fission, giant death robots, it gets pretty ridiculously cool, and then it ends off with future tech. So as the game advances, you have to go through this tech tree, and you can continually advance and get further and further along, and it's a huge advantage to be ahead of the game in the tech front. So science is very important in this game. You want to make sure that you're focusing on science, because if you get into a war with someone and you're using spearmen and they have guns, you're going to get absolutely destroyed. So it's really important to take account for the science and make sure that you're on top of the game. So for us, we're going to start off by getting, we've got a coastal city, so I'm actually going to start off with pottery because that leads to these ones, but at the start it doesn't matter that much what you start with because eventually we'll get all of these, and you kind of need all these to sort of move into the next eras anyway, so the early sciences aren't that important. So yeah, we're going to move on to the next turn. That's the first turn complete of the playthrough of Civilization V. This will probably be like a good 20 episodes, and the episodes should be like 20 minutes long. So yeah, you find survivors lost in the ruins. Gradually they settle in one of your cities, increasing its population. So as you can see, we got an extra population there, and now there's a 2 there. So when we click on Delhi, now we're working 2 different tiles. So that's all I wanted to say about that. That's how it works. The one last thing we're going to talk about is culture, but we won't be able to talk about that until around turn 20. So what's happening right now is we're just exploring, and that is not nice. We have met barbarians already. Barbarians are very annoying. I almost decided to turn them off for the game, but they hinder everyone equally. What they do is they spawn randomly, and they're sort of auto-generated through the game. You discover them, and they will kill your troops, they will capture your workers, they will break all of your tile improvements, and they just make life extremely difficult. Now the problem for us is they're both warriors, so I don't know if we can take out that barbarian yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stay away. We're going to go this way and sort of get the lay of the land here. I want to figure out where we are. We're playing on continents, so there will be probably a couple separate islands for the 8 total players, so us plus 7 more. But yeah, we want to see who else is going to be on our island. And then we're going to take off, basically the plan is going to be to take out everyone on our island, to get the whole island secured. We'll secure it, we'll settle cities, we'll make it ours, and then once it is our island, we'll start looking at how to get to the other islands and take them over as well. So yeah, other thing that's worth talking about is, and the last thing I'm really going to talk about, is happiness. It's very detrimentally important. You want to stay happy for the entire game. You want to stay as happy as possible for the entire game. It doesn't matter how happy you are. You just want to be like above 0, basically. You want to be happy. So as you can see, there's the breakdown. You get happiness from luxury resources, and then unhappiness from number of cities and population. So basically, a luxury resource would be something like incense. So basically, if Delhi grows over this tile, and then I improve it with calendar, I will have incense, and then that will give me plus 4 happiness. So you make sure you want to stay happy as much as possible. There's marble as well, that's another one. And that's bison as well, and I also believe that is also a luxury resource. So it might be a really, really good idea to start looking at settling down this way, because there are a lot of really good luxury resources. So yeah, anyway, we're going to keep running through the turns. I just want to quickly talk about that, so that, you know, when I'm doing things, they make sense, some of the decisions I'm making. But yeah, we're just going to keep running around here, and we found Mount Fuji, look at that! So that gives us extra happiness, and then if we work it, it's really, really nice. Culture, religion, and then also some gold. So we've actually spawned in a really, really good spot. I've actually like almost never had a spawn this nice, because it's just covered with good resources, and there's some ancient ruins over there as well. And we have met Ormus. So Ormus is a city-state. They don't really do much, they don't really matter. They upgrade, they're sort of independent. They just kind of chill. So we don't need to worry about that. That's not another nation, it's just a city-state. So basically we can pay them money to be our friend, but there's no real point doing that. And that's all I'm going to say about the city-states. The other thing worth noting is we found gold over here. That is another luxury resource. So, you know, if we could bottleneck this area up here, and there's no one else underneath us, we're going to be in an incredible spot. But I feel like we're probably not that lucky. There is probably someone down here, if I could bet. Because, yeah, it does sort of open up again. But yeah, we'll get the lay of the land. I've got no idea where we are, like, in the world on the whole map. We could be anywhere right now. Which makes it interesting, but also, you know, we have no idea what else is going on. You know, we could be at the very top of an island, or this island could continue and go very, very far up here. And we just really don't know at this point. So yeah, we're going to keep jumping through the turns. The plan for this Let's Play is we're going to make every episode around 20 minutes long, maybe a little bit less than that. But there we go. As you can see, we've got pottery now. So what we can do is we can choose another research. So we're going to open up the tech tree, and if you go right here, it says incense requires calendar. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to get ourselves calendar. We'll open up the whole tech tree just to see what we're doing. We're going to get calendar. And sorry about that. I don't know why something just opened there for a second, but it's closed now. So yeah, unit needs orders. We're just going to keep exploring. You can also set them to auto-explore, but I'd rather see it myself, look out for the resources, and, you know, see, kind of get the lay of the land. What's strategic, where it's going to be good to build other cities in the future. So yeah, I should also probably talk about how you actually win the game militarily. You don't need to take over the entire world. You need to take over the capital starting city of every single nation. So for us, that means we'll have Delhi and then 7 other capitals, and then that would be a victory. The problem with that, though, is, you know, a small nation could beat us to it, and they could get a culture victory, for example, or a science victory before we take their capital. You know, they could be totally surrounded, but if they get that victory before us, they will win the game. So now, we can build a number of different units. I'm actually going to build a worker. We could also build a granary or a shrine. I'm not too interested in the religion thing. It's really not a good gateway to a victory. The granary is good for growth, but first and foremost, we're going to get ourselves a worker, because along with calendar, we are also going to need a worker to get that incense part of our network. And, you know, we want to make sure we stay happy. So yeah, we're just going to keep swimming along here. As you can see, like, turns, I mean, if I hadn't been explaining anything, they would have just flown by. Because there we go, we're into another turn already. And yeah, it starts off pretty slow because we haven't met anyone yet, but once you start meeting people and you start building troops, you start building up a massive army, and then India is going to take over the world, and it's as simple as that. And yeah, they're going to have to bow down to us. There go some truffles, nothing super important, we're just exploring, and I'm shocked that we haven't met anyone yet. And I'm trying to sort of guide these warriors somewhere where I think other people might be, but I'm shocked that I've gone this far without meeting anyone. Makes me think maybe they're like right here. They've got to be close to this area. But yeah, we're just running around finding all of these luxury resources. It's been really, really good so far. Now, culture. I said it around turn 20 we'd be talking about culture. It's only turn 14, but here we go. Culture is right here. Adopting policies. So you get it per turn based on your cities. The reason we built a monument is that gives us 2 culture per turn. So we're going to adopt a policy. These are trees, basically. You follow down these trees, and then when you complete them, you get another bonus. So, for example, if you're going to do liberty, it's best for civilizations which desire rapid expansion. So it'll provide 1 culture in every city. So that's good if you've got a lot of cities. And then you'd get a free great person of your choice in the capital if you adopted the entire tree. Don't worry about great people, they're not important for now. So yeah, and then they've got all of these perks here. The best one for us is going to be tradition, because we are going to be a fairly small empire. We're going to have like a small amount of very powerful cities. There's no point having like these little weak cities. They're just hard to defend, they're tedious, they're expensive, and they slow us down. So we're going to actually start off by adopting the tradition tree, and that's sort of all I need to say about that. And then they'll give us certain perks, and then after that we'll probably get honor. Because the honor tree, it's good for military, and that's sort of the plan. So we're going to finish off tradition, and then probably start on honor, and then get honor partially done, and then as soon as rationalism is unlocked, we're going to do that, because that is basically the science stuff. That's very important to boost up your science. But yeah, we're just going to keep exploring. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put these on auto. So they're going to go explore, and they're thinking they want to go back this way, so that's fine by me. So now they're just going to auto explore, and it looks like we've met someone. We have met Assyria? Wow, I don't think I've ever played with Assyria before, but it looks like we have met... I am not even going to try and pronounce that. We've met Assyria. So now what you can do once you've met them is you can trade them, and you can ask for things, you can make an embassy, things like that. But for now, we've met them. That's all that's important. They've got a scout, so I'm assuming they're probably up in this area here, but that might actually be off the island. So yeah, they're probably up here somewhere, and unfortunately for them, they're the first people we've met, so they're also going to be the first people that we have to take out of the game. Unfortunately for them. But there is Wellington as well. That's a city-state, so not detrimentally important. Not really game-changing there. But yeah, as you can see, we're simming along, we're getting through it, and yeah, so we've met the first people, and I do want to get a good look at what their base is sort of looking like, what the whole situation there is, because I want to take them out as quickly as I possibly can. But yeah, there we go, we've got calendar done, which is going to be nice. We can make plantations, and now we can do everything this turn, so we have to adopt another policy. That is 15% production when building wonders, and 1 happiness for every 10 citizens. That's a good one. And then that's garrison units cost no maintenance. That's not very important for now. So for now, we're going to get aristocracy, and then later on we'll get that, because we just don't have any troops to garrison at the moment. Because how military units work is they cost you gold per turn. Currently we're getting 2 gold per turn, but if you had a big army, we'd be losing a bunch of gold per turn. So what you can do is if you garrison them in a city, it basically means they don't cost anything. But we're not going to have to worry about that for now. So the next thing we're going to get, I think we're going to get writing, and then after that we're going to start focusing on these ones, archery, mining, masonry, get ourselves some spearmen, get ourselves some elephants, and then ideally before we attack anyone we're going to want catapults as well. So that's the plan. We'll get some writing, get some science, get a little boost to that, and then afterwards we'll start focusing on the military ones, and then we'll just go ham, only get the military ones, so that we've got a stronger military than anyone else. It's a really, really big advantage early game. Like if you got catapults and they don't, you're gonna win the war. Extremely helpful. But yeah, I don't know why these guys, I put them on auto and they want to go all the way back up here, so maybe there's something interesting up there that I don't know about. But there we go, we've got the worker. Workers are great. What we're going to do is we're going to send him over there, and then we're going to build a plantation to give ourselves +4 happiness. Now, they're saying build granary, shrine. That's a wonder. The deal with a wonder is only one person, one nation can build a wonder. Any given wonder in the game. So if I built Stonehenge before anyone else, no one else would have access to it. And now the thing about Stonehenge is it's not a very useful wonder, so we're not going to bother going for it. So yeah, I am actually going to take the advice of the sort of system that's my science advisor, and I am going to go and build that granary. We're not focusing on military units yet, just because I don't even know where these people are. I don't even know where Assyria is, so yeah, I feel like it's probably going to be at least the 3rd episode before we attack, most likely. But there we go, the worker's there. You can also put them on auto, and they'll just go auto. I was just showing you guys how, you know, you can also control them manually, but we will, after this plantation is done, put them on auto mode. Okay, the people with the pointiest sticks. Okay, that's not good. That'll be India. We have the smallest military in the entire game. Although it's not by much. Basically, they're saying most of these people have probably 2 units, and then this unmet player here has probably 3 units. So not the end of the world. It's not like we're way behind, and it's very hard to get way behind this early into the game, but still, it's not a situation we want to be in. And also, those barbarians are really bad news. Oof, you know what, we're going to take these warriors off of automation, because we're going to be in a really, really bad situation. if we're not careful. Because they can capture that worker. Took us like 12 turns to get, and they could just capture that worker instantly, gone out of the game. So, you know, we're going to go back and we're going to try and defend our worker. I don't know what they're doing up there, but yeah, they're going to attack us. This is why barbarians are a massive hassle. They are not fun to deal with at all, because, oh no, that's not good. That is not good. That is not good. Please don't die. Okay, they're almost dead, and we are going to get back into our territory. And yeah, we're not in a good situation here. The one saving grace is that if they get within range of the city of Delhi can also attack them with sort of like a barrage, which is helpful, but also we might end up losing our unit because, yeah, they're going gung-ho right now. They're going for the unit. I really hope they don't get the unit, and it looks like they're running away over there, so we might actually be okay. But yeah, here we go. This is what I was showing you guys. The ranged attack. So Delhi, I can just attack them right there, and boom, you are dead out of the game. And now, these guys got promoted. What that means is I can either give them extra combat strength in open terrain, jungles, or I can heal them instantly. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to heal them instantly because I want them back out there. I want to be able to explore with them. Other thing is we got our science done, which is great. Everyone's saying get animal husbandry. We'll get animal husbandry, I guess. You know, it's not a bad one to have. It's only 5 turns. It's very quick. As you can see, we're getting more and more science per turn as we grow. So those ones that might have taken a long time early game are not taking very long anymore. Which is always nice. Other thing you can do is you can stack a warrior on top of a worker. You can't stack 2 military units, but because a worker is like a passive unit, you can stack them like that, and that way no one can just capture this worker. This worker, they will not fight at all. So if this unit of barbarians came over here and went for that worker, they just get them instantly, and they'd be captured, and they'd bring them back there. So yeah, that's the plan there. We're just going to leave these warriors here garrisoned, and then after this, once we've got the granary, we will start working on some more military units so that I can keep exploring. Okay, so it's time to adopt another policy. We're going to go with this one, just because that's the only one we can do. We want to finish off the tradition tree. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a sense for how this game works. Hopefully you're enjoying so far, or at least intrigued as to, you know, what it'll end up looking like later on. It gets extremely complicated once you've got 10 cities and you've got nations that are mad at you and hate you and are trying to kill you or are jealous of your territory, and it gets extremely interesting, extremely fun. Lots of advanced strategies as well need to be implemented. You know, you're sending spies to other nations, and you know, if they get caught, then you're going to be in deep shit, and it's a lot of fun. Except embassy, that doesn't do anything. I'm not interested in that. We're okay without that. Okay, and yeah, as you can see, nothing happened that turn, so we're just going to keep jumping around. Keep going. There's animal husbandry down. So now what we're going to go and do is we're going to get ourselves archery, and then mining, and then get ourselves some military prowess. Yeah, as you can see, we're about to grow to 5 citizens in Delhi. So let's take a quick look at Delhi. As you can see, and we're on a food focus, but we're working a ton of food tiles, and that's just a really good way to grow at a very high rate. Which is really nice. We're getting +3 food per turn with a bit of production, bit of gold, good amount of science, and that's all you want to see. That's why we want Delhi to be the biggest city in the entire world, because you can work more tiles and just production goes up, everything goes up, as long as you can work more tiles. So that's going to be the plan for us right there. So now we're ready for another production. A library is great because you get +1 science for every 2 citizens in the city, but I did say that we were going to go and work on some more military units. So what I am going to do right now is I'm going to get 1 more warrior before we start building ourselves a library, just so I can explore with them, because I feel like I'm kind of wasting time right now, because, you know, I'm still in my own little bubble, and I just want to get out there. I want to see where everyone is, what everything is looking like. The other thing is other nations can see that I have a very small military, and they might see that and be like, hey, this guy's probably going to be some easy loot, and they might try and kill me, and we don't want that to happen either. Other thing is I'd love to take care of that barbarian brute. In a couple turns we're gonna have archery, and look at that, barbarian ships and everything. This is going terrible for us. But the good news about the ships is they can shoot at my units, but they can't actually like climb up and take Delhi or anything. So we're pretty safe from the ship. It's not the end of the world, but still we are very much being ravaged by barbarians, and that is not a fun place to be, not a good situation. So yeah, another tech tree, more science stuff. We're gonna go for mining right now, just to start off all the basic ones. And you know, the end result is we'd love to have composite bowmen and catapults as well. And you need masonry and bronze working to get up to there anyway. So yeah, it's sort of productive. The science is very easy early on because, you know, you need everything to get other ones, so, you know, it always works out with you end up balancing everything out, is what I'm trying to say. But later on, it does come down to decisions and choice, and if you want to favor money or science or military prowess, and it really depends on what you want to do. And this is not looking good. These barbarians have us in a very bad situation. I'm not excited for this. We're going to keep them there, garrison them over there, and yeah, we're just going to keep simming through the turns. But anyway, we've basically hit the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to end the first episode right about here. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think. I'm going to be pre-recording the first couple episodes, but in a couple episodes, just leave it down in the comments below what you want me to do, what you want me to do with this nation, and I will happily look at those and reply to all those. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one. Peace out, and in the next episode, we're going to build up our military and prepare to launch an attack. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is we are going to look at the demographics for everyone and just see where we are. So currently we are number 1 in population, number 1 in crop yield, last in production, that's okay because we're on a food focus, 5th in gold, that's okay, 5th in land, that's okay because we only have 1 city, 7th in soldiers, okay, that has to get better, 8th in happiness, but we are still happy, so that's okay, and then we are 4th in science, which I'd rather get that up to number 1, but I feel like in the next turn or two, we should be getting that all the way up to number 1 once our science starts to grow a little more, with the library as well. So anyway, those are the demographics. I'm going to end this one here. Have a good one, and peace out.